PJNet Live Part 2, we have Dell Didway and his staff. In the green room, we have a bumper rolling. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All the cameras are in focus, aimed and rolling. We will switch to Studio 6 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, Merry Christmas and welcome to PJNet Live this Tuesday night. Now, for those of you who were here a week ago, Dell wasn't here a week ago. He has been here every week since we started early this year. But it is with great pleasure that I am able to bring you not only Dell, but Dell and his entire staff is joining us from the great state of Ohio. And I recognize Sophie, but the other one is new, right?
Yeah, he said that's Joel. He's my grandson. He's in a good mood right now. He's grabbing everything he can, and he's doing great. So he's happy to be here. He's been kind of a monster tonight. That's good.
Well, Dell, after there we go, and there is Grandma Angie, and
Sophie got a phone call today from somebody, didn't you?
Sophie, did your phone? Who did you talk to on the phone today?
Santa Claus.
For real?
Santa Claus.
Did he call you or did you call him?
He called me.
He did.
What
do you want to know?
Good or bad? Was it a good conversation or bad conversation?
Bad. He's being grouchy.
He was grouchy.
Yeah.
Oh well, he's getting a lot of phone calls.
Well, he has so many calls to make, Sophie, and I think it's really. I never got a phone call from Santa in my life. I don't think he likes me. Yeah. What did you tell him?
You want? Yeah. You don't know? Oh, he told him to bring me something good.
Oh gosh.
If Santa called back, if he called you back, Sophie, what would you tell him you wanted?
If he called you back, what would you say you wanted?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't
Something
know?
to do with
Okay.
a car or something.
Yeah.
You want a car? Okay. I saw where they're using little toy cars to.
She has to get moving. Tell him bye.
Bye.
Sophie, good to see you, honey. I'm so glad you're here.
Right. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
No, it's not in here. All right, we're back. We're all good now. I had to fire everybody.
No, we are not all back. You are. They are gone.
Yeah.
Dale,
right, we're all good.
And this is actually in keeping with the theme of your blog today, but after the events of a week ago, times like this are even more special.
Yeah, I'm not looking up from a hospital bed this time, or waking up and having a paramedic standing over top of me in my bedroom. So, yeah, it's always a good thing. I was fascinated by your blog. You say that you and your wife have opted this year to stay at home on Black Friday and do your shopping online. Has that been a tradition for how long? Oh, I went out years and years ago with her, and it was like hand-to-hand combat. And I just decided that day I was never going to go out again. We went out about 10 years ago, I think. And then that just reaffirmed why I don't. We went out like in the evening just to try to get dinner. And there was just no way it was going to happen again. I just went ahead and left. So it was just, people are insane.
What do you think drives people to do that?
Sheer stupidity and greed, I think, and the thrill of getting I just beating around the bush. I just think, no, and I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, some people, my mom used to love it. My mom used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go wait in the line at Walmart, and I think she liked it. And getting that deal, I think the rush getting that deal, but of course they're not deals. They mark up everything and then they lower it to like.
Humbug, Dale. There's the good deals.
Yeah.
I don't like shopping in general. Dell, when I buy a product, it's very different from the shopping experience because I buy technical products, so I have specifications. So I know what I want. Now I've just got to go find the product and then the price. Shopping for men and women is very, very different, isn't it?
Yeah, I typically know what I want and go get it, and I
We're
don't
hunting.
shop. I just go,
We're hunting. Yeah,
yeah.
we're
I
hunting.
just go. I go get it and I leave, and I don't. I like to mingle around a little bit, but not. What did it for me years ago? I was actually at a penny store on Black Friday, and I had a tie in my hand, literally in my hand. And some woman comes. I won't say lady. Some woman comes by and just yanks it out of my hand because she wanted it. And I thought,
Merry Christmas.
$4 tie, really? And I just said, okay. I said, this is crazy. So I think it's the perception that they're getting that deal of a lifetime, that it's that they're competing, but it's more like hand-to-hand combat. So I just kind of stay away from it and just get a pizza and just sit and watch ball games.
Dell, I actually did a video blog on the retail shopping experience, and this has nothing to do with Christmas. This is all year, because I think what we're kind of poking fun and having kicking the can around a little bit. I think that is an amplified version of the overall retail experience. People lose all situational awareness. They become totally absorbed in themselves, and I think that there are some social implications and some spiritual implications that we need to take a step back and say, is the spirit of mammon in charge here?
Yeah, I think because the spirit dropped the price 44%, so you got to go out and get that deal. So, to me, it's not worth the $50 I'm going to save to go out and deal with the parking and deal with the bad moods and getting trampled by. So. I don't mind paying a little extra for a deal. So if I miss out, hey, that's no big. That's so what. I'm going to find something else later, because we always see this. My wife will see this. She does a lot of these, makes these books, and the closer you get to Christmas, that they lower the price more and more and more. Mm-hmm. So she'll say, "Oh, I should have waited." So there's always going to be a deal. There's always going to be a sale. You're not going to miss out if you don't get it on Black Friday.
Right now, if you are a Cincinnati Bengal fan, you can buy Bengal apparel for a dime on the dollar right now.
Oh, you can buy my book about the same price.
I think the Goodwill stores up there have stopped accepting Bengal attire.
Oh, man. And I opted to stay home this weekend and rest, and that was the first win of the season. And I wasn't there. I had my passes. They won. So I didn't go to Michigan. I was going to go to the Michigan-Ohio State game with Kyle, and then I was going to pop down to Cincinnati after that and go to the Bengals game. But I just, my doc said, take a few days off. So I did. I stayed home.
You did. Okay. So do you really do your Christmas shopping online, or are you just like me and you're just trying to get it over with?
I do a little bit of both. I kind of mine is stretched out. I take. I'll get one person in mind, and I'll go get something for that person.
Okay.
And then I'll get another. Then I'll get my other son in mind, and then maybe a few days later, I'm out working.
Okay.
I'll think of something.
So it's cereal shopping. Not shopping for cereal, but cereal shopping.
No, yeah, I I know what I'm going to get them. I just don't wander around the store. I think what I'm going to get, and it takes me a few weeks. But and then Angie, I'll get something for her. Here in a week or two, and I'll get it in my mind what I want to get, and I'll go get it. So I don't shop. I don't wander around the stores.
Dale, did it ever occur to you, did it ever cross your mind that this is a time of year that is very depressing for some people because the emphasis is on buying things? And, I can think of times when I've walked through those aisles looking at all the stuff I can't get. It can be very depressing.
It can be very depressing. It is a lonely time for a lot of folks. I mean, it's a time to be a family, but it's also a very lonely time. There's times I think, and I don't know about you, but if you're out with a crowd of people with some of the Christmas music playing and a lot of hustle and bustle, sometimes you can feel kind of lonely, kind of just lost. But I can see where people can be depressed. I can see because they want to do something special, or maybe they don't have anybody to share the time with, and
or they've lost somebody.
Yeah. So, and I get that. So I don't try to, always be that. I mean, I'm always in a good mood, but I try to. Everybody tries to be aware of your surroundings, and you give a little bit more this year than always. And I don't like. We'll see all these stories about these famous athletes who are doing these wonderful things for people, and that's great. But they do it, and they take a news crew with them, and because they want the publicity,
Right.
you know, coach, there's some things I could tell you that I do during this time of year that you go, oh my gosh, why don't you tell anybody? Because I don't. That's not the purpose. It's not the purpose of.
If you get credit for it here, you would deny yourself the eternal credit.
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, it's nice to do things for people, and if you see somebody out, you buy a cup of coffee for them or buy them a breakfast, or they don't even know it. We did this the other day. We were out, and some folks we knew, we knew we didn't have a lot, but we just kind of said, hey, I'll get that bill. I told the waitress, I'll take that bill, and then you just leave. You don't go up and tell them. You just leave.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not the mushiest person in the world, but many of the movies that really get to my heart are Christmas movies. We've shown some videos here on PJNet in years past. The Shoes for the Dying Mom, and I mean, it just brings tears to my eyes. And it's good to have, once you get past all this, we've had a little fun kicking it around, but once you get past all that and you get down to, even if you took the religious meaning out of it, a time of year when we can just be cheerful, we can just be warm-hearted and treat each other as human beings. Christmas can be a good thing across religious faiths. Or the season of Christmas, anyway.
Because,
get past the Black Friday.
Worst in people, because you'll see the worst in people at that time. I think we've been trying to downsize Christmas the last few years because for a while we just got so many things, and getting things is nice, and I think we do that. We want to show everybody how much we appreciate them, but so we're scaling back a little bit, and we're doing more things instead of gifts. And I think that's becoming more and more of a good tradition with us, and we like it. We appreciate it a little bit more. And I don't mean this nobly. I don't mean this arrogantly or whatever. But Angie asked me the other day, "What do you want?" And for days, I thought, I don't need it. I don't want anything. I don't have anything that I need. I need an OtterBox, but because my other one broke. But I can go get that. So I can't think of one material thing that I need or want right now. And just want just what you saw. I just want my grandkids here, and want them to be fun. So if you came by and we decorated the tree, and Joel slobbered all over the ornaments, and it was fun.
In your blog, you go into some of the inspirations that music has been to you. I'll just take a back seat because I worked in radio as you did, and I kind of overdosed on music, and I never turned the radio on. If it's on, I'll turn it off. But there is deep meaning and warmth. There is beautiful stuff out there.
Yeah, there are, and you'll see in the next couple of blogs, the next couple of weeks. I'll only do this during the month of December. I will, go into a history of some of the songs and why they were written and the inspiration. One of my favorites, and everybody knows this, but I love the history behind Silent Night and the inspiration behind that song or that poem. And I love to share that and some of the other some of the old Christmas songs, what led people to write those and the history behind them and how far back they go and how they've transformed into today's version. So I enjoy that, and then I enjoy listening. I mean, the one I talked about today, Mary, did you know? I like that song. I mean, everybody in the world sings it, and I will only listen if Kathy Mattea sings it. It's just her rendition is just pure and haunting and soothing at the same time. I love it. And again, the first time we heard it was during her live performance years ago. And I thought, wow, what a song. And, we got to meet her and talk to her a little bit about it years ago. But I love that song and the history behind it and how it was inspired. How Mark Lowry would just had writer's block for so long until his mother said that one line, and then boom, it just came to him. And that's a neat concept, about the angel coming down and telling Mary what he's going to do. That would be all inspiring. Again, if an angel came down and told me what my son was going to do, I'd say, "Oh my gosh, he's going to do what in the third grade? You're kidding me." So,
I wonder sometimes if an angel came to us and told us what we're going to do, what impact that would have. I mean, there's a lot of people, Dell, that made big differences in this world that didn't get started till they were well into their 60s.
oh yeah, the contributions people make. I mean, I'm nowhere. I'm not contributing anything, but I'm trying, and I just started when I was 50. So had a nice message today from a lady out in New Jersey who received the book and just said it was perfect. Who received it, having impossible faith, and she sent me a message on Twitter saying how much she appreciated it, and it came at the right time for her. So that makes you feel good that maybe you're doing something right, and maybe you're contributing somehow. So, and tell you what, man, today my Twitter, I've spent like the last 3 hours nonstop on it. It's been crazy. So if somebody's out there and I didn't respond to a message, I'll get to it. I've been bombarded with them, so that's good. So people like it and respond. But yeah, I think just because you haven't contributed when you're 45 years old doesn't mean you can't. I mean, there's always your time's coming. You're being prepared for something. I don't know what it is, but you're being prepared for a time to make your impact.
Have you heard the story about World War I and No Man's Land, the Christmas celebration?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would have to know a little bit about World War I and the art of war back then. But there just seems to be something human about us that's good. And Christmas, in spite of, it's funny because we start out on Black Friday to reveal the worst of humanity. But once we get that sewage out of the way, this is a time of year when people can reach out and show acts of kindness in the spirit of, quote, the season.
Yeah, and I think you do see it more. I mean, you see it. There's some calmness out there. I mean, I'm joking about Black Friday. I mean, I realize that businesses need that day. They need that time to get back in the black and get back, get to make a profit. But I did a post. I saw it on Twitter where Black Fridays comes the day after we give thanks for everything. Then we go out and destroy things. Or we grab things at discounts and prices. So, and that's all good. I mean, people have fun doing that. My mother-in-law used to love it, so I can't say anything bad about it. It's just not for me. But
it seems to me the concept of Black Friday is relatively like the past 20 years. I'd never heard the phrase when I was younger. Has it always been Black Friday?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I think
I'm older than you are.
News cycles. Yeah, not much. So I think as everything's media driven, and I think this is media driven as well. Mm-hmm. I think all the Christmas card, all the card holidays, and the Valentine, everything's media driven. So it's the hype around it.
Do you remember when the post office used to be distressed almost because of the volume of Christmas cards that are being sent? That sure has changed. Oh
yeah, and we were just talking about the other day. I can remember Angie and I sitting down and addressing like 200 envelopes. Yeah. Now maybe 20 will send out because you do it on Facebook, or you send out a tweet. So that's really gone back. I mean,
it was a family thing. We'd all get around the kitchen table, and we did it together. And I mean, it was like an assembly line. You got sign, put your name here and lick, and we'd have a stack. So, of course, postage was a nickel back then.
Yeah, but what you talked about earlier, people feeling lonely. I mean, there is a loneliness feeling. We were down our festive part of town the other night, and it's real surreal with all the lights, and it's real pretty. But there's also this eerie loneliness that you feel. At least I do, even if I'm with a lot of people, and I like it. It's not bizarre, but I kind of like that feeling because it makes me just really be thankful for everybody I do have in my life. And so, I have a lot of people in my life right now that I didn't have 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and it made a big impact. You're a big impact in my life right now. We met about a year ago, and less than a year, something like that.
Yeah, it was in January, I think, that we started. And Dale, that's what I was going to say Dale, I was reflecting with somebody the other day. It's just like it was almost divine providence, because we came along and intersected at a time when we were both kind of converging on something. But I've never asked you, I don't think, and I don't mean to embarrass you, but at the time we started, Dell, it was a vision, but there really wasn't much there. Surely you saw something, because it didn't worth it. It wasn't worth it in the beginning.
Well, you mean those two people who were watching? No, and that came at a time when I was in the build your platform mode, and I thought, well, then maybe this will help me build my platform. Mm-hmm. And so that was a selfish reason. But now I look back and think, and this has been a great stepping stone, and I think we're on the verge of something really exciting.
Well, I'm amazed. I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of opportunity, because now I'm off tomorrow through Friday, and I've told my employer, my day job, that I have to be off 3 days in a row in December. I have to be off 4 days in a row in January. And I said, and I stopped there. I said, are you seeing where we're going with this? Because when I look down the list, when I just look at the people, the parade, I guess, of people, and when I say people, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about personalities. I'm talking about souls. I'm talking about people who have hearts for something bigger than selling a book.
Right.
And every time we have somebody on here, they get the same lecture from me. This is not about selling your book, although I hope we sell some books for you.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with working and earning and making a profit, but I said, this is not a commercial for you. And there was probably a different group of people that if I gave that same lecture, they would lose interest, but not the group that we're involved with, serious writers and others, by the way. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't want to start enumerating, because I'll leave people off, but gosh, this has been a blessing to me, Dale. I just can't tell you, because and when I look at this chat room, I see people that have been here night after night after night when there was no reason to. There just wasn't anything there. But Dale, you and others, but you were the point of the spear, the tip of the spear, led the way that now we have people who come and are benefiting from it. And I'm just real excited about next year. We got to get through Christmas, but boy, it's going to get good. Was there anything in your blog that I failed to mention that you wanted to bring up? 'Cause I did read it, but I was just, I didn't even do a promo video today. I've been swamped.
Nah, it's just going to be, the next couple are just going to be the sappy Christmas, because I hit some hard hitting ones earlier, some inspirational ones, but these are going to be kind of Christmas time, feel good stuff. And I've got a kind of
I left something out. I did leave something out. You made the Portsmouth you made the news.
Oh yeah, yeah. They had the front page. It's really, really neat. Yeah. So they came to the book launch and had a good write up on it, and I had the front top of the fold page. It was nice. So
wow,
it's nice to be recognized for that. And
my feeling that book launch was not a big commercial event. It was really just an intimate thank you to the people that are involved in that community. Was it? It wasn't that big a deal, was it? Commercially?
No, it was. It's more of a come out and celebrate, and to thank some of the people who helped. That's what those are for, and just to bring a little bit of recognition, kind of kick it off. But a really good turnout, and I had, where is that thing? I had it here somewhere. Anyway, had the newspaper. Oh, there it is. Hold on.
Dell just happens to have the newspaper that he made front page.
Yeah, it had like
today.
the top of the fold, man. The whole
Yeah,
front page
bring it over in front of
what
your
it
face,
was.
Dell. Bring it over in front of your face.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So that was nice. So I didn't expect that, but you know, I mean, I do write for them. I mean, I do write columns for them, but that's something I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect them to do that. So
I hope it wasn't a slow
nice.
news week. I mean,
yeah, really. No, it's just they reached out to me and said they were going to run something. I said, okay, great, thanks. I didn't realize it was that, but it's just and it's doing well because it's a local story. A lot of folks knew knew the people I wrote about, and a lot of family members showed up. One lady showed up and wanted like 25 books. I'm like, oh, this is great. I like her. So yeah, so it went well, and it's going well online. We have a lot of folks who've gone on Twitter. A lot of folks I've met on Twitter have reached out to me with it, and they post pictures of it. You know, Don Andrews and Beth and Janice out in Colorado and some others have purchased it. So it's really amazing. It's very humbling.
it is, Dell, and it, you know, and take a hint, folks. I mean, to post something on Twitter, a word of encouragement, a word of praise, a sincere one, yeah, costs nothing. Costs nothing. And yet it can make such a big difference, you know, in somebody's life.
Yeah, and I find those are the ones that get the most hits and likes. Yeah, I try to mix it up. I mean, I'll post some food stuff or some funny sayings or some quotes, but something inspirational really or encouraging. I got a couple of folks that just selfie after selfie. I'm like, oh my gosh, going to give it a rest.
Well, you know, and I hate it because I meant to bring up with Rachel earlier, her blog, you know, talks about everybody wants to be heard. And this is the nature of social media. It's a place where everybody wants to be heard, but yet nobody wants to listen. And you know, and you know, the scripture says that they will know we are Christians by our love. Not our theological dispensationalism and, you know, stuff, but just by love. It's real, just an act of love. Just show some appreciation for something.
Yeah, and I try to like a lot of folks who like my stuff and or retweet some folks that retweet my things. You just reciprocate and you help. I don't get all of them, and because I've gotten so many followers lately that it's hard to keep up with all of them. But I try my best, and if send me something, and we'll do it that way because I kind of get lost in the shuffle sometimes. So, but it's fun. It's fun.
All right. Well, Dale, we kind of went over, but you know, hey, we had to make up for lost time. Hey, thanks for coming in that Wednesday night. That was kind of fun. It didn't.
That was fun.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. Okay. Well, I thought we had a guest for tomorrow night at 9:00, but we don't. But I'm working on that. And we're going to have quite a lineup for next year. So, Dale, thanks for being the tip of the spear. Thanks for the encouragement. Thanks for the leadership. Thanks for the advocacy. You know, I mean, this is something we can all do for each other. And, Dale, you have been a champion for PJNet, but you've been a champion for the cause of Christ and for his kingdom. And for that, brother, I thank you, and we love you, and can't wait till next week.
Yeah, me too. I mean, obviously, this is the best thing that's come out of this is a very solid friendship, and that's the main thing.
You are the man, brother. You're the one. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Oh, that went a little long. I'm gonna get in trouble with my producer again. It's so good to see everybody in the chat room, folks. I misspoke last night. I am reaching out to some people to see if we can get a guest at 9:00 for tomorrow night. But let me tell you something. I'm off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday from my day job, and I have some things I've got to clear before I can really immerse myself into PJNet. But let me tell you something. Those hurdles will get overcome. And when we do, folks, you're going to see. I'm trying to decide. Now, you can help me decide. Would it be better to have 3 guests? Right now I'm focused on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, we could spread it out to go Thursday and Friday, or we could really focus on getting 3 and maybe even 4. Folks, in January, just get ready. We're going to have 2, 3, 4, who knows, maybe even 5. Think about it. We do about 20 minutes, and then we've got about a 10-minute pause
what an excellent opportunity for people to come hang out in the PJNet chat room at patriotjournalist.com. Now, by the way, that address will be changing probably in January to pjnet.tv. But you didn't hear that. That's a secret. Shh. Now, but that's kind of neat because we'll have the engagement with the interview live in the chat room, blah, blah, blah. But then while I'm tearing down the studio and rebuilding everything, that's a chance that you can fellowship among each other and encourage. And gosh, and we're going to get back into team tweeting and team this and team that, because right now we're still kind of, I won't say broken, but we're nicked up. We're nicked up, folks. Okay, but we are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Thank you to all of you who have hung in there, even when there wasn't much reason to. You'll always be special, and you're the greatest. Anyway, folks, I'm rambling, but I'm trying to be. I am sincere. I really appreciate you all. You all are the fuel in the tank of PJNet. Okay, the outside looks one way, but without what's on the inside, it wouldn't matter. Appreciate all of you. Merry Christmas from PJNet Live.